doesn't get any better than that. We asked, what's it going to take to prove... Oh, wait a minute.
What the...
Those of you, dear boys, that was quite the intoxicating matchup you just participated in. I don't know if you've known this, but myself and Brother Nero have been mandated to prove we are the greatest tag team in all of time, in all of space. And that means we must come to ROH and render you ramshackle rednecks and you spot monkeys obsolete. But we warn both of you, if myself and Brother Nero come to the honorable ring, we will delete your tag team title reign. Delete! 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 Delete!
Are you kidding me? What's broken? Matt Hardy has appeared in Ring of Honor! We said Final Battle would be the end for some, but perhaps the beginning for others.
First is the big show of this last week, which was Ring of Honor's Final Battle. It was Friday night, December 2nd, from the New York City Hammerstein Ballroom. Did you get a chance to watch the show?
I did not. You sent me the link, and I plan on watching it. I would definitely plan on watching it. I am off tomorrow, so I have a few hours to kill while I'm doing laundry and cleaning the kitchen, so I plan on watching it then, but there was no time in the day to watch it yesterday.
So what we'll do, I will go over the show, kind of go through the matches, and then why not next week we'll get your take on it.
Yeah, I can definitely react to some of the finishes because, I mean, I have and it was interesting. And of course, since I am in a wrestling group, I heard some of my other friends' reactions, and I'm kind of going to react to their reactions. So,
yeah. And I will say from start to finish, this was a excellent show. They had some technical difficulties, kind of. Sometimes their production isn't very spot on, which is ironic considering they're owned by a ginormous media company. You would think they would have some of this stuff down, but honestly, I think Sinclair doesn't give two shits about Ring of Honor. They're just like, it's some crap we can put on some of our channels, whatever. But yeah, so the show opened up. We had the Rebellion, which is the former Cabinets, Caprice Coleman, Kenny King, and Rhett Titus, taking on the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, and Donovan Dijak. Now, I'm not sure. I know Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley had talked about wanting to make a new, basically, faction of people and bring in younger stars. And one of the people they mentioned was Donovan Dijak. So I don't know how much this is. The whole group is going to be called the Motor City Machine Guns. Dijak was wearing a Motor City Machine Guns shirt when he came out. It could have just been a one-night thing. This was a fantastic match, really fun. The Rebellion did win, but everyone looked good. Dijak looked fantastic. It was a lot of fun. Rebellion's whole gimmick is they're pissed off at Ring of Honor because they feel like they haven't been used properly, and on their tights they all have the ROH symbol upside down. Really good gimmick. They're a really good heel faction, I think, and none of them had really been doing much at all before that, so it works really well. Donovan Dijak is a face now, being away from Prince Nana, I think is a good fit, and he worked actually really well with Shelley and Sabin, so this was a lot of fun. Definitely a match worth checking out. Next up, you had Silas Young with the Beer City Bruiser taking on Jushin Thunder Liger. The thing that I took away from this match was that honestly it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. Silas Young got the win, which he should have, but it was kind of sloppy and they didn't work very well together. The other big takeaway is during this match we got the first appearance of Ty Dillinger's 10, which showed up again throughout the night. So we now have the 10 has crossed over outside of WWE land and is showing up in other promotions, which makes sense considering Ring of Honor fans and NXT fans are pretty much the same group of people. But every count out, every time both guys were laid out on the mat and the refs doing the counting, the 10 was going on, and that made me laugh. So yeah, this should have been better. Next up, we had Colt Cabana taking on Dalton Castle. Castle's entrance is phenomenal. It is so good. He got the win, but also this was another match that I thought should have been better. But it was, I mean, Dalton Castle being Dalton Castle, so right there it was fun. And next up was one of the big matches of the night. Cody Rhodes making his in-ring Ring of Honor debut, taking on Jay Lethal. And Jay Lethal in this was really taking the mantra of Ring of Honor is my home. I am Ring of Honor. If you're going to come in here, you're going to have to go through me. Both men had great entrances, were basically received as mega stars, mega champions. There were some technical issues with Cody's entrance because his wife comes out and does her little introduction for him, and they kind of fucked that up. But they come out. They had a...
So Cody played the heel, right?
Eventually. Yes, so they're having this basically face-on-face match. The Code of Honor at the beginning was really good. Oh, Jay Lethal had a jacket that says My List, and on it had Kurt Angle with a check mark, Ric Flair with a check mark, Jay Briscoe with a check mark, one other person whose name I can't remember, and then at the bottom it said Cody Rhodes, and the box wasn't checked yet. So a nice little, hat tip thing to Cody Rhodes' list. But yeah, it's... as the match goes on, there's a point where the ref got hit, and it's the Todd Sinclair, the really big dude who's their main ref. And that guy he moves really fast for a dude that is that big. And have you ever noticed watching Ring of Honor matches, he will jump around the ring and move like he is, a third of his size, because that dude is big. He is a large man. But the ref got hit, isn't seeing anything, and Cody Rhodes goes for a dick kick, hits Jay Lethal squarely in the nards, hits him with the crossroads and gets the win, and then is just mocking the crowd the whole time. So in just a matter of moments, Cody Rhodes went from being one of the most over people of the evening into the most hated person of the evening, without a doubt. He just was so, at that point, everyone hated him. And this crowd was so hot. They were so into so many people, but they hated him.
That's funny.
Yeah. Oh, it was a great match, and what was so cool is it was unexpected. And then just to put the icing on the cake, as Cody Rhodes is leaving, he walks over to the commentary table, which was not at ringside, and he shoves Steve Corino for just no reason. And Steve Corino and Kevin Kelly were on fire the whole night. And it's sad because Steve Corino has signed a contract with WWE. He's heading to the Performance Center to be a coach. And who knows, maybe he will take on announcing duties on NXT, which I would love. But this might be the last Ring of Honor pay-per-view that we get him calling. And that's going to be, that's a moment, because he's been a big deal to Ring of Honor for years. So him leaving the company is going to be a sad day. I hope they give him a big send-off on TV. That would be
awesome.
Yeah. But this was really, I think overall, the match itself was pretty good. Cody Rhodes is trying really hard to hang in the ring with a lot of these people, and he's just not in the same league as Jay Lethal. And you could kind of see that, but his personality really shined, especially when he went heel. So it was it'll be interesting to see what happens. A feud between the two of them could be a lot of fun. Next was the 6-man World Tag Title tournament finale. He had the Kingdom, which is now Matt Taven, TK O'Ryan, and Vinny
Marceglia?
Yeah, some name I can't pronounce. Taking on Leo Rush, Jay White, and Kushida. And this was a fun match. The Kingdom got the win, won the titles, which I think everyone figured was going to happen. And they talked a lot in commentary during the match about how Matt Taven has really bad luck at Final Battle. He lost the TV title at Final Battle one year. It was at last year's Final Battle where they were having, he and Mike Bennett were defending the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships against War Machine, and like a minute into the match, he completely blew out his leg. And he somehow finished the match, but he effed himself up real good. And it sucks because he and Bennett became a really, really good tag team together. But then Bennett wasn't long for the company anyway. He ended up heading over to TNA.
Well, Bennett was there for a long time, right?
Yeah. Bennett was in Ring of Honor for quite a while. So I'm not quite sure what I think about this incarnation of the Kingdom. It's kind of cool that Taven just kept it going. And I really like Taven. I hated him at first, but he's grown on me, mostly because he is so fun to watch in the ring. So we'll see. I mean, they almost need a valet. They need Maria is what they really need, because she was such an integral part of that team. But yeah, this was fun. The next match is one of the matches of the night, probably the second match of the night, and one that you definitely need to watch. Dragon Lee versus Will Ospreay versus Marty Scurll for the World TV title. It was originally going to be a fatal four-way with Bobby Fish, but apparently Bobby Fish's mom died, so he left and went home to be with his family. So our condolences go out to Bobby Fish and his family. Ospreay was treated like royalty, and so was Marty Scurll, even though he was obviously the heel. Dragon Lee did a good job. He's a CMLL guy, and so Ring of Honor and New Japan have a joint contract with CMLL to, borrow and trade superstars, or wrestlers, I should say. God, I was in WWE language there for a minute. This was fun as all hell. Scurll retained the title, and Ospreay and Scurll super over, ridiculously over. Though I've got to say one thing, the crossface chicken wing, which is Scurll's finish, and also Asuka's finish, I think is a horrible move. It does not look painful. It just, I don't get.
It's extremely painful.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't look it at all.
Well, you do the hammer lock when done correctly with the hammer lock and the crossface, and then your hands connect. I tell you, I've had someone put me in it. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if people were actually doing it like that, yes, that when it's done like that looks painful as all.
I thought that's how Asuka does it. That's how she did it on Bayley when she took when Bayley that first time she took the belt.
Yeah. Anymore you see it, she just ends up grabbing the arm and putting her other arm around the neck.
Yeah, when the arms connect like Bob Backlund intends, yeah, it's an extremely painful move.
And no one's doing it like that. And Marty Scurll sure isn't doing it like that. So when they do it now, it looks just...
Tell them to fix it.
Do what?
I'm going to hit him up on Twitter and tell him to fix it.
Okay, good. You do that. But yeah, so that was fun. Scurll is a great villain. The whole villain character he's got going on is great. Next up, match of the night, I think easily, the Briscoes versus the Young Bucks for the Ring of Honor tag team titles. Both of these teams are stupid over. I mean, just ridiculous the way the crowd was into both of these teams.
And the Bucks play heels, right?
Yes. The Bucks play heels, but they're like the cool heels because everyone loves them. And it's just great. It was a spot fest, obviously, at times. But it ends with... There's a series of super kicks, and the Bucks are both on their knees, or not the Bucks. The Briscoes are on their knees in the middle of the ring, and they just, one of them had just kicked out of something, maybe a 5-star Meltzer driver, and they give him some super kicks, and then Jay wakes up and flips him off, and you hear him yell, "Fuck you! I hate you guys!" And then the Bucks just go into this, like, 10, I swear to God, super kicks right in a row, at least. And, whenever the Bucks do a super kick, Steve Corino screams super kick. Well, he and Kevin Kelly just started trading off saying super kick over and over and over. It's a great, you have to watch this match. It is so much fun. I mean, so much that it has moved into my list of matches of the year. I had that much fun watching it because every time the Briscoes almost got a pin, I was just on the edge of my seat. But the Bucks did win after that series of super kicks, and right after they win, the lights go out, and who appears on the screen but Broken Matt Hardy?
Really?
Yes. And he calls them Bucks of Young, and he says, "Dem boys, you're about to be made obsolete. Me and Brother Nero are going to delete your tag team title reign." And so, yeah, the Hardys are coming to Ring of Honor.
You know what? You just sold me on the next Ring of Honor pay-per-view.
Yep. I mean, it was, and what sucked is I kind of was spoiled about it. So that took a little bit away, but that was such a cool moment. That's probably going, I think that moved into my honorable mentions for our list we're about to talk about here in a minute. But this was so good. And the place went nuts. I mean, they were losing their minds. Because as far as everyone knows, the Hardys are under contract to TNA. So unless TNA is really, truly about to fall apart and just does not give any craps anymore, how that could legally happen, I don't know. But man, it was so cool. Broken Matt, Brother Nero in Ring of Honor, and you know they will, if they actually show up, they will be the ones to take those belts off the Young Bucks, and then they will be the only tag team in history that can say that they were WWE, TNA, and Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions.
Yeah, that would put them in Legion of Doom territory.
Exactly. It was such a cool moment. And then there was still one more match. There was the main event, Kyle O'Reilly taking on Adam Cole for the Ring of Honor title. No DQ match. This was a good match. It suffered having just followed two fantastic matches. Kyle O'Reilly got some good reaction. Adam Cole was over as fuck because the ROH crowd loves Adam Cole. It doesn't matter. He could get out and he could literally jump on the rails, pull down his pants, and crap in a 5-year-old's mouth, and he would get cheered.
Whoa, that was very descriptive.
But I mean,
all right,
yeah,
I get it.
Both of them bled. And unfortunately, the camera, in both cases, when they bled, they took some pretty, like, Kyle O'Reilly got hit with he was coming off the apron, and Cole hit him with the belt across the face. And when he fell, his head conveniently went under the ring. And it's like, I was watching, I was like, oh, he's blading. And then there was a spot where they were on the apron, and O'Reilly has Cole in the is it the Dragon Sleeper, the one that's basically a front face lock where you've got your legs wrapped around your opponent.
I don't know. I just call it a sleeper, honestly. Guillotine choke.
Yeah, guillotine choke. And they fall, and it basically turns into a DDT on Cole into a table on the outside of the ring. And conveniently, the tablecloth falls over Adam Cole's head, and he stays there for a little while. And when he comes up, he's got blood. Like, yep, he bladed right there. But that was fine. The blood added to the match. It was a good match. It ended with, there was a thumbtack spot. So Cole brought some thumbtacks into the ring, and eventually, who was it? One of them got power bombed into the thumbtacks, and when that happened, Kyle O'Reilly turned it into a cross arm breaker, the same move that Del Rio uses, and you could see Adam Cole's arm hyperextending, and Cole tapped out. Kyle O'Reilly is your new Ring of Honor champion. And it took a minute before the crowd really reacted to that. It was this delayed reaction because there was the tap out, and people were like, wait, it's over? And then when he was handed the belt, when Kerry Silkin got in the ring and handed him the title, then the crowd reacted. but I think they would have preferred Adam Cole win. It was a good match.
So do you think this is, again, this is a thought process, do you think this is a way to eventually put the title on Cody Rhodes?
Oh, God.
Since Cody is playing the heel, so at Cole, this is unusually short ROH title reign.
Yeah.
So were they trying to put it on a face so Cody Rhodes can then beat their face champion as a heel?
Maybe. I don't know if Ring of Honor fans would embrace that. I mean, you very well could see that happen. My thought the first thing I thought when that happened, and it kind of ties back into the list we talked about a little bit ago, is, okay, Adam Cole's contract might be almost over, and he is entertaining a deal from WWE. That was like my first thought, is Adam Cole's about to leave.
Yeah, okay. Well, then that makes even more sense.
So yeah, it was a good match. I don't think it was their best match that the two of them have had. The crowd was really into it until the end, and then it was weird. It was like they were super loud, and then they got kind of quiet. But again, by then, after that Briscoes Young Bucks match, they were spent. I was spent. But it was overall, this was a really good pay-per-view. So many people were just super over, and it's definitely worth watching. At the very least, those key matches you've got to check out. So if you have time this week, definitely watch it, and we can talk about it on next week's episode.